Hey, welcome, welcome. You are cooking with Kalotina. Cooking with Kalotina this morning. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so what I'm doing today is kind of semi-homemade, but I'm making it a little bit different with what the recipe is, okay? I'm using some of the things and then some things I'm not. More than likely, the way the recipe was written, okay, I'm getting it out of a book, was to be a lot more spicy because it's using sausage, okay? Well, I don't have any sausage, so I'm compromising. I'm changing it up. I have extra ham that I had. I'm going to chop that up. And then I have some salami and some spicy salami. So I'll put that in there too to get the spiciness of that. Plus we'll put some green chilies in there, bell pepper, onion. We're going to make like a little roux, sour cream. I mean, it's gonna be delicious, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm taking it out of a book. So I'm going to be reading as I go. Just to make sure, it says 4 cups of diced smoked sausage. I don't have that, okay? But I'm going to put my ham that I have left over and some salamis in there. And then it says 1 cup diced red bell pepper. I don't, but I have a green one. Just because you don't have what's in the recipe doesn't mean you can't make the dish, okay? Flavor-wise, it'll be really close, okay? It says 1 cup of diced yellow onion. I've got regular onions. It says 2 tablespoons of chopped canned chilies, which I have. 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I have. 4 tablespoons of flour. 2 cups of whole milk. I've got the 2% whole milk. 2 cups of chicken broth. We will have to improvise. I don't know if I have chicken broth. I'll have to look. If not, then we will put in some chicken bouillon in a little bowl with water, and that's how we're going to make our chicken broth, okay? 4 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, 1 cup of sour cream, some kosher salt, black pepper. It says 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, a fourth of a teaspoon of black pepper, and then, of course, you need a 30-ounce frozen package of shredded hash brown potatoes thawed. Okay, so I have that as well. Okay, those are the ingredients, and I did change it up a little bit. All right, so first it says, and then we're going to bake it in the oven after we do whatever we do on the skillet. We're going to bake it in the oven as well. Okay, so they want us to spray the skillet, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to spray it with some coconut oil. That's always good. Let me pull you over just a little bit to see. All right, so we're going to spray it with coconut oil. Okay. I mean, you can spray it with whatever spray you got. I just had coconut because my son loves coconut, cooking with coconut, so. He's into the more healthy stuff, so. Okay, so then let's chop up some of the stuff and get that ready before we go to the next level. Before we go on to the next level, okay? We're going to go ahead and chop up the, let me put you up here. I've got the ham, all right? Now, give me 1 second to fix the camera. There we go. All right, I've got the ham. Now, it says 4 cups of sausage, okay? Of smoked sausage. So, this is about a cup and a half, but well, let's just see what it comes out to, because it might be a little bit more than a cup and a half. The rest of it is going to be the salami that I'm going to put in there, okay? Might not be exactly 4 cups, but it will do. So I'm just going to slice this up into small cubes, okay? Let me put that in the bucket there that I have. Now they're using sausage, smoked sausage, of course, to make it more more savory and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But and more spicy. So how have you guys been doing? If you have any comments on any of my recipes, I haven't been in a little bit. I've been busy with a lot of other different stuff, so. And actually, to tell you the truth, I haven't been cooking. My son had his girlfriend over, and so they ate out. So I didn't have to, he pretty much had the time off from work so he could, you know, be with her, and so I didn't have to cook, you know what I mean? Like, I took sandwiches, and that's about all I did. I didn't have to do too much cooking. I hope you guys tried some of my other recipes. I dare you to try them and then put them on Facebook so I can see pictures of what you guys have done. Yeah, we had bought a ham for, I think it was Easter, but we never made it, so we stuck it in the freezer. So we just took it out Sunday. We didn't know what to cook, and we cooked the ham, and I guess it was pretty amazing. So I'm hoping that it'll be pretty amazing when I make this dish. But we'll have to see, right? It's not sausage, and you know, it's not going to be, you know, spicy, but we're going to make it spicy, so it's going to be revamped a little bit. I'm going to take out the fatty part. My son does not like the fatty part. He's very into eating healthy, so and that's what we're going to do. Let me take that out. Obviously not all the ham, you know, all the things are going to be taken out, but if it's a noticeable piece of fat, yes. So I'm just using up what I have left over in my refrigerator to make this same dish. Now, that's fat. Okay, the rest of it I'm not going to use. All right. So we probably have a good, what's that say? It's about a kilo, so, I mean, we probably have a good 3 cups, 2.5, 3 cups in here, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and put in, I've got pepper salami. It's got the pepper on the sides, okay? And I've got regular salami too, but, and I'm just going to cut it up the way I did the ham. like that. And put that in there. So that's going to give it that little peppery. And then I have regular salami, which is light Italian. So that's good because the Italian flavors are what's in the sausage. So we're going to put all of that in there. Oh, there goes my apron. I tied that sucker on good, didn't I? I'm not worried about the spiciness because we're putting chilies in there, for God's sakes, you know what I mean? And depending on the taste, we might even put some red peppers in there, hot pepper. So I don't worry about that because you can always add flavors. Remember, you can always add hotness. You can't take it away. You can take it away. Obviously, I've shown you some tricks to take it away, but you know, you can always add, not subtract, kind of. That's kind of the thing. All right, so I do have about 4 cups of meat right here, and that's what I needed. Like, again, the recipe says sausage. I don't have sausage. I improvised, okay? So let's get that out of the way. Let's tie myself up again. I don't know how the heck that happened. It's in one of those little... Okay. Whoop, here we are. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. So I chopped up all the meat. All right. Got that done. I'm going to change this out. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and chop up the vegetables. Let me see what the process is real quick. It says heat your oven to 350. Because it will go in the oven afterwards. And then it says it's a 3-quart baking dish. I don't know what that is, but I'll show you in a second. What did I do with it? Right here. I'm not sure if this is 3 quarts, but this is what I'm using today. Okay? So it's not the square one. It's like almost a square and a half. So they want us to grease the pan as well with cooking spray. We'll do that. Beautiful. Then it says, in a large skillet, add the sausage over medium-high heat until browned. About 5 minutes. Remove the sausage using a slotted spoon, of course, to leave the whatever. And then drain out on a paper towel so that we reserve the drippings in the sauce. Okay. All right, so here I go. This is all my meat. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's not on. Hang on a second, because that did not come on. And when your gas doesn't come on and then you try to light it, then the flame is going to be huge. You got to remove it. There. See, so that way it doesn't flame up on you. I cleaned the stove and I think I cleaned it too much. Alright, so there's all the meat. And it is 4 cups. Easy. We're gonna leave it in there for them to cook for about 5 minutes. And then we'll remove it, okay? And then in the same pan, we're gonna add the bell pepper, the onions, and the chilies. And we're gonna stir those around for 5 minutes, and then we'll take those out, set aside, and then we've got butter to melt. And then we're gonna put in some flour to give it a roux, a thickness. I'm not going to add salt and pepper, but I am going to add some Mrs. Dash, definitely. Because Mrs. Dash has, you know, Italian flavors in there. And since we don't have Italian sausage, we're going to make it. And I'm definitely going to put in there some thyme. To give it that mountain flavor. And my oregano. Well, I've got thyme in there. I don't want to double up on any spices, but okay, so we're letting that cook down. Okay, while we do that, let's cut up a bell pepper. And I'm kind of chopping them up the same size as the meat, you know what I mean? Everything has to be kind of like in the same size. You can always prep all this stuff the night before and get all that cut up, the onions and the green peppers and all that good stuff. All that ready, and then we'll cut the onion up. is the peppers. So that's the pepper, 1 pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and stir that up. Oh yeah, it's smelling. Let me turn that on a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't make a lot of sound. Let me turn up my volume. All right. That smells really good, actually. Now that I put that thyme in there and the spices from Mrs. Dash. And it's browning a little bit, and that's what we want. We want it to brown. And remember, we're not using a lot of fat because we sprayed it with the coconut oil. So it's not a lot of fat, you know what I mean? Now it said 1 large onion, but I didn't have a large one, so I'm doing, it said a yellow onion. Probably because yellow onions are probably maybe sweeter. I'm not sure about that part, but now the onions I'm cutting in just a little bit smaller because I want them to kind of caramelize a little bit. So we don't want them to be too big of a chunks in your mouth. That smells really good, actually. And I think it says the bell peppers, the onions, and the chilies all go in one. So I'm going to stick those with the peppers. Okay, so we've got that. And I think the reason why they want you to use sausage is so that it could have some sauce. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. Maybe like a couple tablespoons, because this particular stuff does not have fat, and I think they wanted you to leave some fat at the bottom of the pan, right? They wanted those fatty bits down there, but we don't have a lot of that because it was ham, whoop, there goes Pete, and it was salami, so. Okay, so I think it's all browned pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. I'm going to put it right back where there is all that. I am going to add a couple more tablespoons of olive oil to the pan so that I can add, get up here, so I can add the onions. And remember, I didn't have a lot of oil. Sausage brings out a lot more fat, okay? So I've got those in there. Get those sauteed with the oil. I'm going to put a little pepper. I don't think I'm going to put salt because the meat has some salt. This thing keeps coming off, you guys. I don't know what its deal is. It's like, why bother using it if it's not going to be kept together? Alright, so let's add the chilies in there. I've got a can of mild green chilies, okay? And it said how many tablespoons of chilies? Oh, it said 2 tablespoons of chopped chilies. Okay. Let's count that out. It's not quite the whole can, okay? So I would say the can is 4 tablespoons. And I just put in there 2 tablespoons, and it's about a little over a half. So we might put all of it in there. I'm not sure. It all depends. It's mild, so I don't think it's too hot. I was going to put some jalapenos in there, as I didn't know if I had chilies. I think I'm going to go ahead and add the whole can. They're mild, so it's about a good 4 tablespoons. We will see, right? This is like chemistry class. You don't know until you do something how it's going to react, you know what I mean? Is it going to blow up? Is it going to, I mean, what's it going to do? So, it's exactly how I feel right now. Is it going to be too hot or too mild? Alright, so let's get those translucent. Okay, the next step is melt butter in the pan, and the butter that we're supposed to melt is I don't know what it is. Butter. Oh, okay, unsalted butter, 4 tablespoons. Gotcha. So on here, it has all your tablespoons, if you didn't know. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a half a stick of butter. Each stick is a half a cup of melted butter, okay? So this is a 1/4 cup of melted butter. That's what they want. I'll get that open, ready. Then they want me to remove this after this is done. This smells really good, actually. The green onions, or the onions and the green bell pepper and the chilies. And I think my hash browns have a little bit of the southern flair to them, so that's going to work out good. And this is the kind of potatoes I got. They have hash browns, but I wanted them a little bit thicker since it's like a casserole dish. So I didn't get the hash browns. They are hash browns, that's what they're called. They're called Southern style hash browns. They're a little bit thicker grated, that's all. Now each bag is a 20-ounce bag, and it says to put a 30-ounce in there, so I'm going to put a 1.5 in there, okay? After we take that out, we melt the butter, add the flour. All-purpose flour is 4 tablespoons, okay? And we melt the butter with the flour for about a minute, stirring constantly, and gradually adding milk and broth. Oh, let's get that broth going because I don't have any. They want 2 cups of broth. Okay. You'll do that. You'll put 2 cups of water. We'll put 2 cups of water on. Put that up there. Let's down here for a second. This thing does not work. I'm going to put in 3 bouillons, okay? And I'm going to make my own. Right? You can put 3 or 4, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put 3. Usually for every cup you put 1. So I'm putting 3 in. We need 2 cups. Alright, so let's turn this off because that part's ready. So it's a dish of stages, of course. But that's alright. It would have been easier if I had this done before. Alright, let's move these over here. Here in the way. Alright, let's get that one boiled a little bit. And I want to whisk. If I can find a small whisk. Oh, right here. I'm gonna need that. Let me take this out and get that out of there. It's got a little bit of browning to the onion, so that's pretty good. That's done. Put that on top of that. Now we're just waiting for that to dissolve. It's already trying to dissolve. We'll give it a few minutes there. Alright, so then it says we have to do a roux. So we put our butter in there, and we let that melt down. And we have 4 tablespoons of flour. And I need to get my milk too. How much milk do I need? I need 2 cups of whole milk and 2 cups of broth. Never do that, what I'm doing. And using a knife. Because one time I punched a hole through the whole milk carton and all the milk spilled out. So never do that. Let me grab the 2 cups of milk. Get that ready. And then it goes in the oven for 45 minutes, okay? In the meantime, you've already done your preheated your oven, okay? All right, so my butter is almost melted. So I'm going to add roughly 4 tablespoons. Tablespoons of that, of the flour. I'm going to put it on low, and I'm just going to work that in with the flour and the butter, okay? I don't know if you can see that. Let's watch that over there. Oh, just spilled milk. It's not spilled milk. So what I'm trying to do is cook the flour, okay, in the bits of everything we cooked in the pan. So it's getting the flavors of the pan, okay? So it's getting the flavors of the salami, the ham, the green peppers, the chilies, the onions, okay? So now I'm cooking it, and right now it is raw flour, okay? But pretty soon, it's going to be cooked flour. Now, sometimes it does, well, get out. I'm going to get that one out. Sometimes it does give you bumps in your sauce, but you just work that out with your whisk. And if it's really, 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 really bad, then you just take a strainer. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the milk, so that I can start incorporating the milk with the flour and the butter. So that we can make ourselves a cream mixture, okay? With the beautiful bits of everything that was in the pan. So our sauce is going to smell the same way as everything we stuck in this pan today. Okay? I've got it on low heat. And what this is going to do when we put it all together, it's going to thicken in the oven, okay? So it won't be runny. This is the beginnings of kind of like the bechamel sauce, pretty much, you mean? So they want us to put the broth in here too. And we will do that. We will do that as well. I'm just trying to relieve some of the little flour bubbles, I call them, That's why I'm whisking. So it doesn't, so it becomes a soft, bumpless sauce, okay? And you have to bring it to a boil. So now I'm putting in the broth into the sauce. And a lot of the bumps that are in there, the flour bumps, are going away. It's becoming more smoother. Making it a nice cream sauce. Beautiful. It has a few bumps in there still, but they're not real big. And if they're big, pretty much just crack them open and go through it. Crack all those open and then just incorporate them. They're gonna cook in the oven, so it's no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the chicken broth in there. Slowly incorporating it. So we put butter, then we put our flour in there, then we put in our milk and our broth, okay? You put the butter with the flour because you want to cook the flour so it's not a raw smell to it, but a cooked flour smell. It becomes a nutty smell, okay? Beautiful sauce, actually. Not sure if I'm going to use all the broth, but it says to use 2 cups of it, but I think I had a little extra water in there. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit more, and that's it for the broth. Beautiful sauce. Now we're going to let that bubble up. If we need to put a little broth in there more, if we see that it gets too thick, then we'll do that, okay? And you do that for about 10 minutes. So you're stirring, you're adding your milk, you're adding your broth, because you want to thicken the sauce is what you want to do. And you want it as smooth as possible, okay? Now in the sauce, I'm going to add 3 cups of cheese. I'm going to stir in until melted. I'm going to stir in the sour cream. I'm going to put some salt in there and pepper, and I'm going to remove it from the heat, okay? Alright, so this is thickened to good consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and add the, now what I got is some mozzarella, and I got some four state cheeses. You can put cheddar. I think it tells you to put cheddar, but cheddar alone I don't like, so I bought the ones with the thicker. So this is a cup and 7/8. So I'm going to put all of this packet in there. It said 4 cups of shredded, so that was a cup and 7/8, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and I'll put more in there in a second. I'm going to melt that down. Ooh, it's going to be a beautiful sauce. Okay, and then I'm going to put in some mozzarella. again, this is a cup, it's 2 cups. It says 4 cups, so I'm going to put the whole thing in there. And melt that in there. It says to leave a cup out so that you can put it on top of the casserole dish, but I have extra in the refrigerator. So you're incorporating all of that in there. Stir it good. Make sure you got your cream sauce incorporated in the cheese. If you have to put a little bit of the broth, you can, to kind of lighten it up a little bit. If it gets too thick on you, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and add a cup of sour cream in there. That's a cup. So we're putting that in there. A little bit more broth. I'm glad I left the broth at the end because now I know why. Because you need to put some in there. This is a beautiful sauce. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add it all in. Oh, this is going to be nice and all right. That is my cream sauce. That is beautiful. Now, I didn't tell you to put mozzarella in there. I told you to put cheddar cheese and stuff like that. But here's the thing. I love mozzarella, and I want them to feel that when they're biting through it or when they're cutting through it. You know what I mean? Okay, I am going to lose the apron because it keeps bothering me. Okay, so our sauce is ready. What's the next step? It says in a large bowl. I gotta put some pepper in there. In a large bowl, and I got to put a little bit of salt, not too much. It says salt would be a teaspoon. Stir together the cheese mixture, the pepper mixture, the sausage, which is the meat mixture, and the hash browns until all combined. Okay. We're gonna do that. So, here's the meat mixture. Here is the onion, chilies, and green pepper mixture. So I've got both in there. And it says take your potatoes. Now remember, I'm going to do a potato and a half. This might not all fit in my thing. I might have to do another bowl. So it says 30 ounces and this is 20. Okay. So I'm gonna do a half more off of this one. Cut that up. All right, here we go. That's about half of that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this with my hands. They're clean. I'm gonna toss that around, and then I'll put the sauce in there. Oh, this is gonna look really good actually, and taste really delicious. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of Mrs. Dash in there. And a little bit more thyme. Remember, sometimes, you know, you have to kind of see your mixture, you know what I mean? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese mixture in there. Holy cow. I am going to pour all of that in there. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big dish. It's not gonna be the small one that I have. It's gonna be a nice big pan. All right, let me get a bigger spoon here. And let's toss all this together. Incorporate all that together. Oh my gosh. Okay, it is all mixed together. Okay? All right. So I'm going to take my dish. Let me wash my hands real quick. All right, I'm going to take the dish I started with. And it's already oiled. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that sucker up. So I probably made 2 of these dishes, okay? So, and it probably depends on how much meat. I didn't actually, you know, count the meat as 4 cups. It might have been more than 4 cups. So I've got enough for 2 dishes. Let me put a little bit more in this one. I don't want it to overflow because, okay. So then I'm gonna go ahead and put some cheese on top of it, okay? Let me move this. And here's what I might do with the leftover, okay? What I might do with the leftover is stick it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. And then that way, I can wake up one morning or at nighttime, unfreeze it, and it's already, put it in a casserole dish with fresh cheese on top, and you're done. And bake it. I mean, you'll be done in, it says to bake for 45 minutes, I think. Yeah, 45 to 50 minutes until brown and bubbly. All right, so they say to put the last cup of cheese on top. So that's what I'm doing. I love cheese, so I'm putting a little extra. Probably about a cup and a half. And then I'm gonna also sprinkle it with some Parmesan cheese as well. To give it some extra flavor. Right on top. Just like that. I'm going to put some pepper on there. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and cut some jalapenos in there. I'm just going to cut a couple of small jalapenos. I'm going to go ahead and cut them up right here real quick. That way, if it's not spicy enough for them with the chilies, they're gonna get a little bit of a crisp jalapeno in their mouth. All right, beautiful. This is ready to go. I'm gonna put a pan in there because I don't want it to spill over if it does with the cheese and the bubbly and all that good stuff. Okay. Halfway in there. All right, I'm going to put a timer, and it says 45 minutes. Boom. All right, that's it for today. What I'll do is I will take pictures of it when it comes out of the oven in 45 minutes, and I will put them on my Facebook page, okay? And I think that's it. Talk to you guys another day. Hopefully this video will be fun to make. You can substitute the meats like I did. You can substitute the cheese. It tells you to put 4 cups of shredded cheese in there. I put 4 cups of Parmesan and the 4 state cheeses in there. I suppose they use cheddar cheese to make it more tangy. That's fine too. We're going for more of the southern kind of thing, so we're putting a little bit more heat to it. And we are good to go. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I got it out of one of the books that I purchased. It's called The Ultimate Hash Brown Casserole, but I switched it up. So we're gonna call it Tina's Ultimate Hash Brown Casserole when I put it on YouTube, okay? Because I changed everything up. This one doesn't have any jalapenos. This one didn't have ham. This one didn't have salami in it, so I changed that all up. Okay, I put some thyme in there. That didn't have thyme in there, so I kind of made it my own flair. All right, I will see you again next time. You're cooking with Kalotina, and enjoy the recipes. Try them out yourselves. Let me know what's going on if you think that they were a good recipe, and we will go on to the next recipe next time. All right, bye-bye. Thank you for watching.